Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today, my name is Chris, and today we're going to be going over the SB360 Capital Partners LLC liquidation sales as of Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. So we have Old Time Pottery as the first liquidation event. So we have the Old Time Pottery store in Foley, Alabama, the Old Time Pottery in Pelham, Alabama, the Old Time Pottery in Daytona Beach, Florida, the Old Time Pottery in Fort Myers, Florida, the Old Time Pottery in Melbourne, Florida, the Old Time Pottery in Newport Richey, Florida, the Old Time Pottery in Orange Park, Florida, the Old Time Pottery store in Pensacola, Florida, the Old Time Pottery in Stuart, Florida, the Old Time Pottery store in Tamarack, Florida, the Old Time Pottery in Tampa, Florida, the Old Time Pottery in Kansas City, Missouri, the Old Time Pottery in Surfside Beach, South Carolina, the Old Time Pottery in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and the Old Time Pottery store in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Then we get to our next round of SB360 Capital Partners LLC liquidations, and we can see that it's Rite Aid. So we have the Rite Aid store in Bellflower, California, the Rite Aid store in Cypress, California, the Rite Aid store in Elk Grove, California, the Rite Aid store in Enchiladas, California, the Rite Aid store in Gardena, California, the Rite Aid store in Hanford, California, the Rite Aid store in La Habra, California, the Rite Aid store in Lake Essenor, California, the Rite Aid store in Lemon Grove, California, the Rite Aid store in Los Angeles, California, the Rite Aid store in Moore Park, California, the Rite Aid store in Palmdale, California, the Rite Aid store in Sacramento, California, the Rite Aid store in San Diego, California, the Rite Aid store in San Fernandino, California, the Rite Aid store in Southgate, California, the Rite Aid store in Union City, California, the Rite Aid store in Venice, California, and the Rite Aid store in Winchester, California. In Massachusetts, we have the Rite Aid store in Fall River, Massachusetts, the Rite Aid store in Westminster, Maryland. Winchester, California, and then Westminster, Maryland. The Rite Aid store in Detroit, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Novi, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Sterling Heights, Michigan. And then in my home state of New Jersey, we have the Rite Aid store in Marlton, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and the Rite Aid store in Pennsauken, New Jersey, in addition to the Rite Aid store in Lake Huaitia, New Jersey. In New York, we have the Rite Aid store in Amherst, New York, the Rite Aid store in Brentwood, New York, the Rite Aid store in the Bronx, New York, Rite Aid store in Brooklyn, New York, the Rite Aid store in Buffalo, New York, the Rite Aid store in East Meadow, New York, the Rite Aid store in Huntington Station, New York, the Rite Aid store in Lake Ronkonkoma, New York, the Rite Aid store in Lockport, New York, the Rite Aid store in Queens Village, New York, the Rite Aid store in Rego Park, New York, the Rite Aid store in Staten Island, New York, the Rite Aid store in Towanda, New York, and then those are all the ones in New York. The Rite Aid store in Marion, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Warren, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Waverly, Ohio, and then Rite Aid store in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, the Rite Aid store in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Exton, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Kent Square, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Media, Pennsylvania, a total of 4 Rite Aid stores in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in State College, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Steelton, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in York, Pennsylvania, and finally the Rite Aid store in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Definitely a lot of them closing in Pennsylvania certainly is not a good sign, considering that they are a pharmacy, Pennsylvania-based drugstore company. And then we get to JCPenney, and it's only 3. The JCPenney store at the Pear Tree Center in Ukiah, California, the JCPenney store at the Crystal Mall in Waterford, Connecticut, and the JCPenney store at the Shenango Valley Mall in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. We have groceries, equipment. This is just for proxy bid, and basically this is just to take bids on certain grocery store fixtures, as former grocery stores tend to get rid of them when they do new grocery stores. So the location of this one is in, I think we have to go back here on SB360. So it's located at 2552 Folk Road in Wilmington, Delaware. And then iDesk Office Furniture, this is just about that company. So there's not really much more we can learn about this. This is really just emails and inquiries, smart desks, and all that stuff. That's nothing we can really look into. But yeah, that's pretty much it. These are the SB360 Capital Partners LLC liquidation sales as of Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. Link will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that will be it.